Oh, what a shame, ladies and gents. Box office roundup, here we have it. The Creator is a bomb with $32 million global. Paw Patrol smashes with $46 million global. Now, look, it's a shame, no matter what you think of The Creator as a film, whether you liked it or you disliked it, what The Creator represents, or could have represented, was a turning of the tide in Hollywood, and then basically creating good, low-budget movies that actually look very, very good, and actually look higher budget. So The Creator was made for $80 to $85 million, and looks far better and far more realistic than any of the Marvel movies that have been made for, $300 million? So it is a massive shame, because I thought that The Creator could have marked a turning of the tide in Hollywood. I thought it could have, showed Hollywood that you can make things for a relatively lower budget. $80 million is still $80 million. But yeah, not looking likely now. So hit subscribe if you're new here. We're just going to take a look at the box office numbers from the weekend and just disseminate the information and see what may happen in the industry moving forwards. So, what is it? Paw Patrol, the mighty movie. It took number one. Look, it's not a massive surprise because it's a family film, but it's still a shame. It is a shame. But whatever, I guess. It had added 43 offshore markets for this weekend, and it took 23.1 to date overseas. The global start overall is $46.1 million for this Paw Patrol movie. I mean, good that kids are having stuff to watch. I'm not going to hate on that. I just think it's a stark turn of the tide where The Creator only took in, $32 million. I just think that's a massive shame. So it was actually word of mouth predominantly that kept that film in the top. So 53% of the international marketplace to date. And on a like-for-like basis, including previews, the overseas opening result is 70% ahead of the original Paw Patrol movie, Paw Patrol the movie. So it's done well. It has done really, really well. I'm not hating on it. China, amazingly, they had that. I am surprised to see that. China's been clamping down quite a lot lately, so good for them. Good that they're still, bringing some movies over, I guess. And then new Regencies, Disney's The Creator, which is, I'm surprised to see new Regency Disney's, because as far as I could see, it was a 20th Century Studios film. But anyway, from Gareth Edwards, it had a solid start overseas, which is good. It took $18.3 million from 48 markets. Now, the number isn't good, but it's good that it did well overseas. So don't be misconstrued. I'm not saying that number's good. It's not, but it did well in terms of the markets. And at the very least, the overseas markets is enjoying it more than the domestic market, which is, again, unfortunate, and it's a massive shame. So it launched globally to $32.3 million. Now, I think, it's unfortunate because when you call it an original sci-fi, it is an original sci-fi in the respect that it's not tied to any other franchises. It is a standalone movie. It's you can say conceptually it's not an original film, but it is an original sci-fi property. And I think that's, a lot of people are saying, well, it's not original, I've seen this movie before. You may have done, but it's important, I think, to support original films. Because so many people keep banging on about how many reboots and rehashes we have and remakes, and yet then they don't go out and watch an original piece of cinema, which isn't a remake or a rehash or a reboot, and it isn't a spin-off of a franchise that's already established. And I think that's the hypocrisy that we get in the modern cinema-going audience now. So the movie had a Venice launch pad. It is a shame. It is a shame. But it did do number ones somewhere. France, Spain, the UK, Netherlands, Hong Kong. All these places were number ones for this film, which is really good, I'm going to give a shout out to the UK audience appreciating good cinema now. Dear oh dear. So top 5 starts. UK took the total for The Creator with $2.8 million. Not great. none of these numbers are great. Again, don't be misconstrued. I'm not saying that these numbers are great. They're not. Now, it's interesting because Japan opens this in October 20th. So we'll see. I think this may be a film that they will genuinely appreciate, actually. But we'll see. Saw X, done pretty well. $29.3 million. Saw film, it is. It's the fucking 10th film in the franchise. Again, we talk about these films, spin-offs, etc., etc. I mean, the 10th film in the franchise. Goodness me. But it is what it is. It's just surprising that these... Apparently it's good. I haven't seen it. Apparently it's good. And I do want to go watch it, much like some other films. But, you know, time is tight. And I'm at university now, unfortunately. So, yeah, not so good for that. There's some other bits and pieces here, which I'm not really that interested in getting into. I mean, it's just Chinese films. And sorry, I don't care about them. Don't really want to promote them. Just isn't what I want to do. But, I know that'll annoy a few people here and there, but I'm not interested in supporting Chinese cinema. I'm not going to lie. So what does this represent in terms of the industry overall? I mean, Paw Patrol 2 smashed it. It did really, really well. $46 million worldwide to date. The Creator with $32 million worldwide. It's unfortunate. It's a shame. You'd like to think that the Creator would be able to earn a profit, but it's going to struggle. I mean, $80 million being its budget. I think it would have had quite a small marketing budget. I can't imagine the marketing budget for that film would be much more than, say, $40 to $50 million. That's also market dependent. In the UK, I've seen a lot of adverts, and the UK it was number one. But I've heard from other people that in the US, there's not a significant amount of face time for this film in terms of marketing. So I think $40 to $50 million is about right for the Creator. So can it make its budget back? I mean, it'd have to have very, very, very strong legs to make its budget back and turn a profit, And I don't think it's going to, and I think that's a shame, because this type of original sci-fi, it deserves your eyeballs and ear holes. Paw Patrol done really well. I think it shows the market, quite frankly, still responds very, very well to family films. And I think that's often missed now in cinema these days. Family films are few and far between. And when a good one comes out, they do tend to smash the box office. Not that $46 million is smashing the box office. I mean, the animation looks awful. Just this image here looks utterly atrocious. But we've seen big bangers in the family market this year. I mean, Mario, for instance, smash hit. So there you go. Original sci-fi, seemingly dead at the box office.